In the first playlist of videos, my objective was to give you a taste of the spiritual, a glimpse of supernatural things you can do when you transition from being an ordinary Christian to a spiritual Christian. But there is a cost. God isn't just about to hand his power over to just anyone who professes to be a Christian. There is a desert experience, which I talk about in the second playlist of videos. It's not easy. Most Christians aren't willing or are too busy to take this step. But for those of you who realize there's more to spiritual life than going to church once a week, there'll be a glorious day ahead of you. There'll be a time when you make it across the desert and put the negative experiences behind you. A time when you enter a land flowing with milk and honey. A time when you come to experience direct revelation from God. A time when you possess supernatural gifts. A time when you're trusted with miraculous power. Power given to you from the Lord Jesus Christ. But to be clear, even after you put the negative experiences behind you and you bliss in the great blessings from the Lord, as did Job, the lessons you learned in the desert never really leave you. If anything, the Lord continues to expand upon them. One of the things we briefly touched on in the desert is spiritual warfare. The ordinary Christian is very much like the children of Israel when they were enslaved in Egypt. They were fighting against their own sinful nature. But a spiritual Christian will have been purified and made holy by the Lord in the desert. Their struggle is very different. True, everyone must continue to be on guard against sin. Anyone who says they don't have sin deceives himself, 1 John 1:8. Because sin is always looking for an opportunity. When you give it a foothold, it is an opening. However, the focus of overcomers will have shifted from defense to offense. The spiritual Christian's war isn't against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12. But just how do you do that? How do you fight this kind of war? How do you engage something you can't even see? Now, there are plenty of explanations for this verse, most of which are not only wrong, but are ridiculous. If you don't know what you're doing in the spiritual realm, don't make up an explanation for the sake of having an explanation. It's war. The stakes are high. There's great power involved and danger. So, over the next series of videos, we're diving deeper into the spiritual. We'll talk about angels. Then we'll talk about demons and other dark subjects I don't like. But it is vitally important for you to understand the enemy in order for you to be effective. In the upcoming series, as is the case with all my videos, I will endeavor to accomplish all that the Lord has commanded me. I will endeavor to show you all the things the Lord has shown me and present them to the best of my ability. But before we jump into this side of the supernatural, a bombshell revelation, something you've never heard before or you've heard wrong, something Jesus talked about quite often, something the Lord showed me, something that will change your fundamental understandings of His teachings, something for you from the Lord next time. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to press the red subscribe button and ring the notification bell now. Can't wait until next time. Like me on Facebook and visit me at MichaelRamseyBooks.com.